everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I have a bit of a different video today. This is another new and exciting thing for me that would absolutely not be happening if it weren't for you all subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. I will never be able to thank you all enough for affording me these great opportunities. I was contacted by Artdot.com and asked if I would like to receive one of their storage container units and do a review of it on my channel. And of course I said yes. It's just been a few videos ago, I think, that I was talking about how horrible my bead storage is. And I don't know if somebody in the heavens was listening and heard me or what. But then suddenly I got contacted by this company and asked if I wanted to review their storage containers. And I mean, I have a terrible storage system right now. It's just, I'm ashamed. I can't take the phone around and show it to you because I would not be able to hold the phone steady enough for you to be able to see it. But even if I could, I would not want to because I'm just ashamed of how horrible it is. I took a few pictures when the box came in before I opened it so you could see how it was boxed. But mostly I just wanted you to see what Lily thought about it because she was quite suspicious of it. So I'm going to insert a few pictures here of what Lily thought of the box when it came in. Okay, so that was Lily's impression of the box when it came in. And now I'm going to put a picture in here of what it was like when we unboxed it. It was boxed. It had a box inside the box, so it was boxed up real well. So I'm just going to insert a little quick picture in here of that. Okay, so we got it out of the box, the inner box, and then this is what it is here. It's got... I've got 4 drawers here, and there's, I think I counted 32 little bottles. Yeah, 32 little bottles in each of these drawers. And there's 4 drawers here, so that's 128 bottles I've got here. I don't get to watch my YouTube videos like I used to because I'm always busy making them. So I had not really seen any. I got to looking after this lady contacted me, and I saw that Alicia from Beautiful Nights had done a review, and she really liked them. I think from what I can understand, they were really intended originally for diamond painting, and I'm not really even sure what that is, but they would be perfect for little tiny beads like we use. These little bottles in here, and they'll hold, I imagine they would hold a lot of little tiny beads, these little jars. And then they have these little things here that you can, it's a little plastic thing that you can take off of there. Well, you can't see, I'm doing the wrong one. Like this little thing here is this little piece of plastic, and you can take it off of there and label it if you want to, and then put the little protective piece of plastic back on there. And like I said, I think they were originally for diamond painting, but they'll be really good to hold the little, especially little tiny beads like I use for bead weaving. Like I said, I'm ashamed to show you, but I did take a couple of pictures of what my beads are in now. I got some shelves years ago from, I think from Lowe's is where I got them. And they're these little plastic drawers that I have my beads in. And they're fine, but my beads are all stuffed in there in plastic baggies. And whenever I want to get, like I'm going to show you my 2mm drawer and my 3mm drawer. And you'll see that everything's all stuffed in there in little plastic baggies. Whenever I want to get out a 2mm bead, I have to pull all those baggies out and go through all of them and find what I want and then stuff them all back in there. So I'm going to insert some pictures in here of how it is right now. Okay, so as you can see, that is not an ideal situation. When if I get all these in these little bottles, this will be much better. And when I say my little beads, I'm not talking about my seed beads. I like the little rack that I have my seed beads in the tubes. And I've had a lot of you ask me about the little rack that I use in the tubes that I use to put my seed beads in. So I'm going to take a picture here and show you that, just one of the racks that I have that I use for my seed beads, and I'm going to keep those in them. So hold on. That's what I have my seed beads in, and I have 5 of those racks right now. And so I'm going to keep those because I like those, but I'm going to put like my 2mm beads, my 3mm beads, my 4mm beads, all that kind of stuff in here, and see how many of them I can get in here. And it's just going to be wonderful because it's a very small little thing. I mean, there's 128, what I say? I think 128 drawers or bottles in here, but it will easily fit on my desk. And I will be able to reach everything. I mean, aside from being able to actually see what I've got, that's one bonus. I'll actually be able to see what I've got and not have to dig through plastic baggies. But on top of that, I'll be able to just sit it right here on my desk and reach it no problem. And like I've told y'all before, I have limited mobility, so it's hard for me to get around and get from my desk to the place where I have these terrible drawers stuffed full of little beads, little baggies of beads. So this is going to be so much handier for me. Before I forget, they gave me a code. It's Teresa, and I'll put it on the screen here. And they gave me a link that I'll post in the description box below. And it's supposed to save you 10% if you make an order. If you order something from them, it'll save you 10%, plus you'll get free shipping if you use the code and the link that I'm going to put in the description box below. So I wanted to tell you that before I forgot, because I'm excited and I might forget. So I'm going to start trying to get all my stuff together here and see how many of these little drawers I can fill up. It came with these little labels too. I'm not sure if I'll use these or not, but they would be neat to put on the little bottles if you wanted to. I really like the little bottles. I mean, you can see through them, so I'll be able to actually see what I've got better than just little plastic bags piled on top of each other and not being able to see anything. And of course, aside from those 2 and 3mm drawers of beads that I showed you, I've got all kinds of little tiny 2 and 3mm rondelles and stuff, so I'll be able to make a great use of this. So I might try to insert some pictures of my process as I'm going through this, so you can see what a mess it's probably going to be in the in the doing of this, but then you'll be able to see what it's like when I get it done. So I'll be back in a little bit. Well, I'm back already, and I've not got anything done yet because it's just been a minute, but I forgot to tell you about the little funnel that came with it. It's got this little silicone funnel that comes with it, and you can pull it out here, and it'll fit in this little bottle, and you can get your beads in there. And I mean, talk about handy for me, because when I'm trying to put beads up, because of the shaking, I get beads everywhere, you know, and this is going to be so much handier for me. I'll probably still get some beads everywhere, but I won't get nearly as many everywhere as I usually do, because this is going to be really handy for me as far as putting beads away. So I just had forgot to show you that. So now I'm going to get to work. So I'll be back. Okay, so here I am several hours later. And I have one of my little drawers. I hesitate to say filled up. It's not exactly filled up. I've got something in all the little bottles, but most of the little bottles are not at all full. And there's most of these beads there's at least 100. There's a few that are on there. I only had 50 of, but most of them there's at least 100. And apparently, at some point in my life, I felt it necessary to have 2 600 bead packages of jet hematite round drop beads, 2mm. I had 2 unopened bags of 2mm jet hematite drug beads. So there's 1,200. This is the fullest little bottle I've got, and there's 1,200 2mm beads in here. So these little bottles hold a lot. And this is all that was what was in that 2mm drawer you saw that had all the horrible little baggies in it that I had to wade through every time I wanted to try to find something. And I had most of everything labeled, so I just stuck the little labels that I had down in there with the beads, because I'd really rather not stick little labels on these, because I know I'll be changing them around. I'll use them and then I'll, put something else in there, so I'd really rather not put the labels on them. But this is going to be so much better than the little drawer I had those in. And I just don't know where this funnel has been all my life. This funnel is my new best friend. Whoever invented this funnel was a genius. And I'm mad at my husband for not inventing something like this and making us millionaires, because I know whoever invented this has to be a millionaire, because this thing is just awesome. It's just, I'm not spilling stuff as badly as I usually do, and it's just this would have taken me another 2 or 3 hours without this little funnel. So now I'm going to get to work on my 3mm beads and see how many of them I can fit in another drawer. So I'll be back. Okay, y'all, just decided to update you on my progress here. I've decided not to put my 3mm in a drawer because I have so many 3mm fire polish beads. When I was subscribed to the Dollar Bead Box, they had this deal, they probably still do, where you could buy 100 strands of 3mm fire polish. I think it was maybe $59 for 100 strands. I don't know if they still do that or not, but I did that. Of course, it was just a random 100 strands of 3mm fire polish. But I've got so many of them, there's no way I could get them all in one drawer. So I decided to just I've got all my 2mm in one drawer. I already showed you that. And I'm trying to get my little tiny rondelles in a drawer, because I've really gotten into the little tiny rondelles lately. And I'm trying to put my spacers and bead caps in a drawer. My favorite spacers and bead caps. I couldn't get all of them in a drawer, but the ones I use most. And I don't use them as much as I want to, because I have a hard time getting to them because of where they are. But this way, they'll be just right at my hands, or they'll, right in reach, so I'll be able to get to them easily. And I'm always telling y'all, I believe every time I go to the make a order from Bead Box Bargains, I buy a bag of these little spacers, and apparently I do, because I found several little bags full of them. So I'm trying to do that now. And I said that I did not want to put I wanted to leave my seed beads in the racks that I have them in, and I do. I like those racks. But if I did not already have those racks, these little bottles would be perfect for seed beads. But I've already invested in these racks. I've got 5 of them, and I've got one that I've not even put together yet, so that I can expand when I need to. So since I've already got that, I'm not going to put the seed beads in this. But if you didn't have the racks that I have for the seed beads and the tubes and all, these would be perfect for seed beads. But I just thought I'd update you on my progress, and hopefully the next update will be a little bit more orderly than this one. So I'll be back. Okay, so it's tomorrow now. I think I've got most all these little drawers filled up. I wanted to tell y'all, I had forgot to tell you that this, it slides apart. It's got these little grooves on the side here, and it slides in and out. And you could take all 4 of them apart if you want to and put them in different places. I'll probably just keep them all together and move them over here to the corner of my desk. But you can slide them in and out like that, and just take each one of them apart if you want to, and configure them ever how you want to. And they've also got these little grooves on the back that where you could hang it on the wall. I don't think I would do that because I would be afraid that the beads would be too heavy to hang it on the wall. But like I said, I think it was originally intended for diamond painting, and I guess those little things are not heavy. I don't know. But I noticed on their website, I saw some pictures of where people had them hanging on the wall and stuff. I have got, let me see here now. I've got all my 2mm beads in here. And this is so much better. I can see them all, and I know what I've got. And I've got, in here, I've got all my 2x3mm and 3x4mm rondelles. And I've got a few empty ones of these because I've got a few coming in an order I made from BB Craft. So I can see all those real good now, and I know what I've got. And in this drawer, I've got my favorite spacers and bead caps. And like I said, these are my favorite ones that I don't use them as much as I want to because I have a hard time getting to where I had them before. And I was telling y'all that every time I go to Big Box Bargains, I buy some of these little spacers, and I thought I had 800,000 of them. And then when I put them in this little bottle, I did not realize when I told y'all that I actually had 2 bottles of the same thing. So I've got plenty of those. So see, that's what I do. I don't know that I've got that many, and I go to Big Box Bargains, and I think, well, I'll get some, not knowing I've already got 8,000, and now I can look when I go to make an order real easily and see that I've got plenty and I don't need to buy any more. And in here, I've got my 4mm fire polish and Druck beads. And I was not sure how many 4mm these little bottles would hold, but they will hold these. Let's see, which ones? These. There's 100 of these because I had 2 strands that I had never cut off, and they were 50 each, so there's 100 of those. And then I know there's probably 200 of these. I didn't count these, but I knew I had a lot of these, and there's like twice as many, so it'll hold a good 200 4mm beads. I wasn't sure if it would hold very many 4mm beads, but it really does. Those are all my 4mm fire polish and Druck beads. I have some other just 4mm glass beads that I don't have in there. But this is going to be extremely helpful to me because I'll be able to get to things so much easier. They'll be right here within reach. I'll be able to see what I've got, because that was my problem. There's a lot of the stuff I forgot I even had because it was in a drawer and in baggies, and it's so hard to get to. And, you know, if I'm not seeing it, I can't remember that I've got it. Like I said, they gave me a coupon code. It's Teresa. And I'll put it on screen here again. And they gave me a link to put in the description box. And that will save you if you decide to buy one of these. Or they sell them in 1 drawer, 2 drawers, 3 drawers. You can get just 1 drawer if you want to. And then I don't know how many it goes to. I think you can get 9. I don't know how many it goes to, but I know you can get 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that would save you 10% off and get you free shipping. That code would in that link. And then I'll post. They're on all the socials: the Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok. They're on all that. YouTube. So I'll post all those links below too, so you can look at it and see if it's right for you. See if it's something you would be interested in. I'm just really tickled with it. it's just going to be so much better for me. Like I said, I have a hard time getting around, and it's just going to make it so much easier for me to get to my beads. As always, thank you all so much for joining me today, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. If it weren't for you all, these kinds of things would not be happening for me, and I just cannot begin to ever tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.